And I remember the mic this time. Ha 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 ha. I did it. How's it going, boys and girls? It is Sunday Night Live with Dirty Llama Models. How is everyone doing tonight? The whopping two of you joining me this evening for another lovely adventure of pirate painting. Hopefully everyone's had a good day. I am fighting this dang cold again. I swear, I think there's like 2 weeks where I didn't have it. Now I'm back to having it. Oh well. We will truck on. Yes, we will. So, this and this little guy, all we got left to paint on Captain Pegleg here. These are extra shiny still. They're still just gloss coated. You had me muted. I wasn't muted. That's on you this time, not on me. Yeah, this is what we got left. And then I have to do an entire matte top coat on the guy. So I gotta glue stuff down, get stuff going, but this is where we are at. He's still fidgety. These things are a pain in the butt. They're gonna get glued down though. But yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. Good old Pegleg. Excuse me. That one was just for you. Hopefully I'm not muted anymore, so you could hear that. Yeah, so this is where we are at. I did get the brass rod in the foot for mounting purposes. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to pose them. I have a general idea, but I got to kind of get it worked into place, and then I'll be able to glue everything. Yeah, so brass rods in place. That's basically just drilled up through the bottom of the foot, and then it actually goes into the pistons in here. If I can get it to pop back in. There we go. But yeah, it goes into the piston in there. The reason I did that is because if I need to add a second one for stability, I can put it right in that second piston. But that is what we have done. We got the side skirts, some gold and more wood texturing, gold on the thrusters on the back. Yeah, he's basically done. Like I said, outside the rest of the cloak. But I need to start gluing everything. I need to get a new needle tip for my super glue, or my 2-part epoxy glue, I guess. So that way I can get it down in the joints without making a mess all over everything. There's his nice blade. I have been tossing around posing ideas. I had him kind of up on the diorama earlier. I really want to use the blades because I like them. I like the way they turned out. But at the same time, if I need to throw this back over the shoulder or something for posing, I'm not opposed to getting rid of them. We shall see. We shall see. Like I said, I got a couple ideas in mind for posing. Nothing just concrete just yet. But yeah, so that's where we are. That is where we are. And if we get done with this stuff before the end of the stream, we will start trucking away on this guy. I got to get all the metal thrusters put in here. I got metal joint parts for those and the legs. And then I was hoping my new BMC chisels would be here by now, but they are not. So I was hoping to be able to use those to start doing some paneling scribing, but I might attempt to use. I have this MadWorks one with some blades that go with that. There. This panel. These are just curved blades, but they work with this. Or I have my good old standbys of my Tamiya and my off-brand one. But then I also have this little tiny one. I just don't have a handle for it, so it makes kind of using it a pain in the rear end. But yeah. Rat Boy. Alrighty. I'll be here. But yeah, so like I said, we get done with all this stuff, we will start trucking away on this guy. I have a bunch of panel line scribing and stuff I'm going to do. Add a couple parts here and there. I did change the VFin. I changed out the Gatlings. I'm going to use my spare Supernova Gatlings on it. And then I have... where'd it go? A small building that I'm going to hack and whack and blow up. So this whole thing won't be on the diorama for the heavy arms. It'll be a portion of this, kind of in the background. But yeah, so then I got that. I got to work on too. Like I said, I'll probably cut it off, somewhere back in here, so it's not as big, but it will be hacked and whacked and destroyed eventually. Alright, we'll go back over there, along with the chimney, and that's what we got going on. I keep forgetting that Game of Thrones is on Sundays at basically the same time that I stream. That would explain why no one ever shows up anymore. Freaking Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Alrighty. Trucking on. Sorry, checking a couple things. Doop. Yeah, one of the local guys went to FleaCon yesterday and took home some first place trophies. But of course, they don't ever inform me of these because he doesn't want me to go because he knows I'll whoop his butt. Rob's a good guy. He does good work. I will give him that. He can have his golds on these ones. I'll be taking Anime Iowa by storm. Even though I will not be there, I will be going in by proxy. Registering some stuff here soon, and then the crossbone will be one of them. Hopefully the heavy arms, I'm planning on having that done before then, so I can get that entered in before I have to send that off to Timmy. But yeah. Alrighty, enough rambling. We will truck on. coughing, and more coughing, and some other coughing, and then coughing some more. Where is my silver paint? Oh, there it is. Not used to looking for it. Alrighty then. I'm going to start out, all of these gouges and stuff, I need to add black to them, kind of highlight them, and then go back in and add silver, so it shows some of the more exposed metal parts. Get all my paint stuff over here, so I'm not reaching across. Smoke Anuda? Anuda what? Alright. Go to Abaddon Black. A little bit in my palette here. Way more than I probably need. Definitely way more than I need. And then I'm just going to go in here and paint it black. I've had a couple of you, because I posted this on Reddit, had a couple people stay on there, and then a couple people message me about it, about how I accomplish the painting effect, and it's really not difficult. Just a bunch of black and silver paint and some dry brushing, basically. Move this light a little bit closer so I can see. I need to be able to see. One downside to this being gloss coated is it doesn't look like it on camera, but it's reflecting the light pretty good, and it's kind of hard to see where some of these dips and divots and stuff are. There we go. Trying not to hum so that way Dana doesn't beat me. I'm trying to figure out a way that works this lighting best. I don't know. Don't know. Need more workspace so I can get better lights. Right now I'm stuck using... I mean, they're LEDs and they're decent. They're my photo booth lights, but they don't work quite as well as I want them to. Eventually... See? Now I have Baby Shark stuck in my head. Damn it. It's all her fault. All her fault. So yeah, this will end up being the last stream that we work on this piece, because I'm going to get it finished before Demicon this next weekend. We're going to Demicon on the 3rd. I'm going to get it done before then so we can have it at our display table. And then Dylan can take it home with him after that, and I have space again. Because this project has taken up way more space in my very cramped workspace than I had ever intended. It's basically almost the size of my paint booth. It won't fit in my paint booth, so it's actually bigger. It does take up quite a bit of my... Yeah, we have a table at Demicon that we're just going to basically be displaying work and stuff like that on there. Because I know, like, the last one we did, we had the display table, and then we had a panel on kind of the history of Gunpla, and then Anime Iowa, which is coming up like the 12th through the 12th through the 14th of July. We have 3 different panels that we're hosting there, as well as the display table. So, if you got work you want displayed, I think I'm just going to bring this piece, just solely because it is so big, just the way, because we only have the one display table, so that way other people have room to display some of their stuff, because I know Rob usually brings a couple stuff. He'll probably bring a Sazabi and stuff like that. But yeah. So yes, we do have a display table for most of the conventions. Just kind of get our name out there. It definitely is it's gonna be a busy summer. Basically, any of the conventions that are here locally or not too far out, we've been trying to work with them with getting a non-vendor table, so we can set up and just kind of get a chance to talk to people and hang out, kind of get people interested in the hobby, see the different stages. We have Dylan bring stuff, and a couple of the other guys have brought stuff. And it shows kind of the entry level, kind of out of box builds, and then you have some like mine and Rob stuff, which is more advanced painting and conversion kits and stuff. And then like Dave has brought a couple of his stuff, which is more intermediate painting and stuff like that. So it gives a good show of where you can start and where you can go depending on how much you want to invest in the hobby. I know there's one that we had talked with a guy at the last convention, that he was interested in having us come and set up and do display table and display booth for him, at one of their conventions that they're trying to get kind of off the ground. But I know that one's like 2 hours away, so I don't know. But it is on a weekend, so I can always go up on a Friday and set stuff up. That's where they keep getting me, is I'm oh, nice. You might actually show up. I know for you it's it's a little bit of a drive to come in, so I can understand that. Still trying not to hum Baby Shark, because she's got that damn song stuck in my head now. Ugh. Refreshment. Nice and cold. Just how I like it. Do. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Alright. Where'd my paper towels go? I had to blow my nose. Yeah. It's just you in here. I'm not muting it. Sorry. You have to listen to all my bodily functions. The one downside to having all these lights is it makes this damn room so freaking warm. Hello, random person that just joined us. I don't know why it seems... Maybe it's just because of the colors I'm working on, but it seems really dark on my camera. but so it could just be the colors I'm working with. Working with a dark green, obviously, and then black for most of this. I did actually cave in and I put decals on a model kit. I don't tend to do decals, but like I said before, I like really heavy weathered kits, and I don't think decals really, you can't really tell they're there half the time. But like on these wings, I want it to be almost more like, you know, patches, or not patches, but the ship markings and stuff, so I figured I'd add some just to get the right vibe. Plus you'll actually see these. Yeah, I mean, like if I was going to do, like say like a unicorn Gundam, and I was going to do like a super clean build, like it just gotten out of the hangar, you know, I would probably do a bunch of decals on that. Just because I feel that like unicorns look well with that. Gundam wing kits with not heavy decals, but at least some on there, especially like heavy arms, makes it look nice. I think it just problem is you get a lot of people that go all Kotoki style and they have just hundreds upon hundreds of decals on a kit, and it just takes. I feel it takes away from it, especially if it's a nicely painted kit. Yeah, I don't ever use stickers at all, ever. I buy water slides for kits that I'm going to use them on. I won't ever use the stickers on them. I don't even use stickers for eyes anymore. That I just paint. You know, kind of like what you said. I just paint that shit on. Alrighty. Now that that is done, we're going to use using Runefang steel. It's a super bright silver. But I like using this to do a little touch, because usually with my like lead belts and stuff, it's just too dark. You can't really see it. If you check eBay, you can generally see if there's a United States seller that'll have them, so it usually comes quicker. And honestly, with decals that I've bought off of like eBay, even from overseas, the shipping is usually they come in like a week. I don't think I've ever waited more than like a week or two for water slides coming from overseas. So as I boop the camera. Booping the camera. But yeah, I mean, I know with Samuel decal, even with just, if you're just buying decals, it just comes in an envelope, and it usually comes generally in about a week. My MJH lighting system that I bought for the Perfect Grade Exia, that came in 5 days. And then the accessory parts will be here Monday, and that will have been 6 days on that. So, not too bad. Like I said, you get that scorch mark, and now you get a little bit of silver in. Once it's all done, it'll be kind of toned down some, but you'll still get the effect. Really, the longest I've ever had to wait for stuff from overseas was anytime I do big orders, and so like I've kind of gotten out of doing big orders. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I actually just bought my decal printer. That's my goal, is by the end of the year to be able to be pumping out water slide decals, like custom made ones. So yeah, that can be an issue with me being in town. Yeah, I got sick because I was trying to find people to like make custom decals for a project that I want to do for myself, and I couldn't find them. And then the people I did find were charging just grotesque amounts, because basically I wanted a decal made of this cross here. But they were gonna be smaller, obviously, so they could go on a mobile suit. But they wanted like 15 or 16 bucks for like one tiny sheet, and you had to order at least like 3 sheets. Otherwise, the price was more. So I started looking into it, and it just got to the point to where it was gonna be cheaper in the long run just to buy my own. And I picked up Visual Basics, so I could use that to help kind of fancy up the pictures and stuff. I mean, you realistically print anything. You just want it to be a high quality picture. So I'm getting dinged somewhere. Oh. Blasted you and your doot 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 doot. I will have to get my invoice to look it up exactly. It's not a higher end one. I only paid like $185 for it. But yeah, it's not here yet. I said I'll have to look up the exact model for you. But yeah, I'm excited about it because I should be able to, with Samuel Decal not being in the business anymore, and I don't think I'd ever start a website for it and do like large quantities, but especially for us local guys, I'd be down with doing it. The issue is I just don't have the time to do bigger quantities. If I could go to doing this stuff full time, then yeah, I'd definitely be plopping them out pretty quickly. But since I currently am not able to do this full time, see, we'll just have to start making trades. I'll get you decals, and you can 3D print me some resin parts and shit that I need. That's the new one. Alrighty, I gotta fix this. This wing is not clicking together all the way. So because of that, I'm gonna put some glue on it. I'm gonna use my handy dandy clamps. And we are going to clamp it down. Clamps. Give them the clamps. These I got these at Harbor Freight. They were $5 for $1. They're awesome for doing this because they got nice little rubber pads on them. They don't really scrape stuff up. Set that off up there. Put the lid back on the glue because I will knock it over and completely destroy it. I've already ruined my nice white filming mat. Got a mark up here where I'd spilt airbrush cleaner, industrial airbrush cleaner, and it melted all the lines off my mat. The only downside of these hobby mats is the ink they use to print on them. Not very sturdy. So. Why did she have to say something about Baby Shark? Let's glue that one down too. It's all her fault. All her fault. I'm gonna do it. Just piss her off now. Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark doo doo. I'm sure that's copyrighted. I'm gonna get in a crap ton of trouble now. YouTube's gonna take my video down because I sang the Baby Shark song. Another clip. Gluey McGluington. Cable is stuck on. There we go. My mouse was stuck on the cable. Let's see if I can't adjust this. Blue. I was sticking with the white balance. It wasn't working the way I wanted it to. Oh well. Alrighty. There's that one. There's that one. You know, we should just call this the Zach and Justin Hangout Hours. Hangout after dark. Since you're the only one that shows up anymore. I said I blame Game of Thrones. I definitely blame Game of Thrones. That's okay. For all you that are watching this after Game of Thrones has aired, I hope your favorite character died. I hope they died horribly and cheeky. And I hope you raged about it. Yeah, just be like, you know what? Stream's canceled tonight. We're gonna go drinking. I'd be okay with that. I would definitely be okay with that. I should be a good kid tonight because I have to get up and go to jury duty tomorrow. Yay me. Hopefully they can get that stuff worked out tomorrow and figure out who's going to be on it, who's not. They're still going through the damn selection process. Nope, they're still going through the process. I mean, there was only 170 of us to start with, and I think there's 70 of us left. So, hopefully, tomorrow or Tuesday. Okay, they were saying that it shouldn't be a long trial, so as long as everything's fixed or picked tomorrow, then we should be done by Friday, so it shouldn't be overly crazy. I just can't really be affording to miss work at the moment, just because of everything going on at work, so just kind of a pain in the rear end. Pain in the rear. Alright, now I'm going to use some Celestial Gray in my Ultratine Finey brush, if I can find it. There it is. Ultrafine Tiny Brush. Blip, 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 blip. Bodily functions. Bodily functions. I think it's kind of funny because one of the local guys, back before I started streaming, were saying that they wish there was someone they knew that streamed so they could hang out, and if they had questions and stuff, they could ask them. And then I start streaming and none of them show up and watch. Because they all just ask me in person or ask me on Facebook. Yeah, well. Vallejo putty, using like Mascol putty, like Vallejo Mascol putty, or like Vallejo sculpting putty. Yeah, they probably weren't expecting a weekly thing, but oh well. I'm here when they need me, I guess. Sad thing is, where I really started losing people was when I stopped doing like the beginner stuff and went to just doing my stuff. Where I kind of lost people. But I mean, there's so many people out there that do beginning work. I don't like doing beginner work because it's boring. I'd rather spend 3 hours making a tiny little bird than sitting here going, this is how you remove nubs. This is how you use Pandaline. bores the flying char out of me. You know, and eventually my goal is kind of do what, there's a group over in the UK called the Sprue Crew. That's kind of what they do, where they have one person that streams pretty much every night during the week, but it's always a different person. And so, basically, you know, like one night, you know, one guy will stream and it's all kind of generated towards new model makers and stuff like that. Another night it's more geared towards more advanced stuff, stuff like that. But it's all run off of one channel. You know, I'd eventually like to have something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. So then I can get people that do the beginner stuff, and that's all they do, and then they can run that, and they can stick with doing this shit, the painting and the randomness, I guess. Guess I could zoom in, make this easier for people to see what I'm actually doing. Focus. Focus. There we go. Yeah, I'm just adding chipping kind of along the edges. Nothing too crazy yet. Yeah, if I could... I don't even know if marketing would help. I mean, there's just so many different model makers out there already. You know, you gotta kind of have your thing that separates you from what everybody else is doing. I don't really have that yet, you know. I've just been kind of sputzing along for you guys. Yeah, I don't really have that kind of niche thing. You know, like, I mean, Luke Towan does his dioramas. You got Luke APS, you know, the Luke's Affordable Paint Services, that does a lot of miniature and like how to you know, make terrain and stuff cheaply. And you know, you got Fox that does his Warhammer streams and stuff like that, which are really popular. Yeah, so it just kind of depends. I kind of find that market, but yeah, getting my name out of Iowa, I hate social media is the whole thing. Like, it took me so long to even get a Facebook page. You know, and I know Instagram is kind of the big thing for model makers, and I can't bring myself to do it. Because maybe if I could find somebody else that would be willing to help, like, run the Instagram thing, so I don't have to do it, I could just send them the pictures and they can manage it and put it up and stuff like that. But then, you know, I would feel the need to have to compensate that person for them spending their time doing that. Like I said, I just don't like social media, and I think that's always going to be my big downfall. You know, I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like, oh, follow me on Twitter and Instagram and, you know, Grindr and Tinder and fucking whatever the hell else there is out there. Like, that's just not gonna be me. Pay in sheet metal work. I can always cook too, because I was a cook for a long time. Follow this portly bastard on social media. Well, I'm already calling myself a dirty llama, so I mean, I guess it's not too far-fetched. That's awesome, man. We'll have to sit down and grab a drink one of these times and discuss. You know, because I mean, it could be. Like I said, Dirty Llama models. I want it to be. I don't want it to be just me in the long run. I want it to be, you know, multiple people involved in it. Other people doing modeling stuff and stuff like that. So I mean, I know, like, with you wanting to do the time lapse stuff, you know, that could incorporate itself into it as well. Because I do like that idea of time lapses. So it just, video production stuff just takes exponentially longer. Like, I can get on stream and sit and paint the stuff and stuff like that, and waffle on to you guys and, you know, just kind of talk away. But like, if I was to sit down and like film myself doing this and like walk through and explain how to do it, like, it would probably take a week or so of video editing and, you know, going back and doing retakes and stuff like that. So that takes a little bit more time. Eventually, I want to be able to do more full-scale video work. It's just a matter of having time. Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah, I mean, and that's the one nice thing about filming, is that you can go back in and, you know, voice over and edit stuff a lot better, as opposed to me sitting here, you know, fudging stuff up on stream. I mean, I do like streaming, though, because it just, you know, pop in, hang out, work, you know, just kind of chat with people. And, you know, it kind of gets it done. There's kind of a reference here. So this is kind of what we started out with just the silver and the black painted. And now there's, with the base, or first layer of chipping done, I'm going to go back through and add a black in there. Kind of highlight those. Yeah. You know, I might get more people to watch if I follow the script, because I won't cuss as much and people won't get offended. But this isn't necessarily a family-friendly show. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Hope you're talking about Kevin here. But why would you want to kill Kevin? So I've been tossing around paint ideas for this guy. Obviously, I want the feathers to kind of be like the macaw color, so reds and some blues. This stuff I'm probably going to do in brass. But I want the skull to be gold. He needs a gold skull. Yes, he does. Make you want to kick a puppy? Oh man, dude. That fucking I started working on a Debon Justa cannon, and that is the most god awful piece of crap, murder your puppy kit I've ever built. So bad. Yeah, Dana's your censorship. Yeah, the Debon Justa cannon is just flipping horrendous. I build a lot of bootleg kits and old school like Sheehan Krieger kits and stuff that take work. This freaking white balance keeps going all wonky. Yeah, it's the Debon one, not the Bandai one. The Bandai one is based off the normal Bandai Justa, and it has extra parts. And the Justa is honestly one of the best. The Bandai one is one of the best kits that I've built in a long time. It's a really great kit. It's just the Debon version. Like, you could tell they literally just took the runners from the Bandai kit and like remolded them. Yeah, you could tell that they literally just took the kit and like casted from the runners, because everything's like rather large. And so like fitting on stuff is just wonky and terrible. Like, I spent probably close to 7 hours just building the backpack and weapons on that thing. Like, it was bad. It makes me question all the other Debon kit that I have in my backlog, and possibly just like oh, I know, like I agree with that. Like the you put the Supernova or Model Heart Wing Zero next to the Debon one, and or not Debon, the Bandai one. And the Bandai one is it's just a joke, you know what I mean? And so, same with all the other, wing kits especially. They're just kind of a joke, and the fact that they charge like $120 is the average retail price for like the Heavy Arms Custom, and the only difference between the Heavy Arms Custom and the regular Heavy Arms, is the color, and then the double Gatlings, which the double Gatlings on the Master Grade P Bandai are like 8 more parts than the ones that come, the double Gatlings that come with the high grade Serpent. So it was a very just shit job on them for making those P Bandai. Oh yeah, and then you have all the metal build kits, and then people are taking the cast from the metal build kits and making them into model kits, and it's like the only effort Bandai's really been putting into kits is like the high res stuff, which are really nice looking. It's just they're half assembled already because the inner frames are already all built, and then the kit itself cost $120. I was hoping that, companies being out there like Dragon Moko and Supernova, would make Bandai step up their game. But all they did is get, Warrior happy and go that route instead of stepping up their game. I just recently canceled one of my pre-orders for the new Master Grade XS Gundam. Because I was able to get the original one for a third of the price. And after seeing the reviews for the new 1.5 or whatever the hell they're calling it, it just wasn't worth my money for paying the $128 shipped for that model kit. I was able to get the X Gundam and the XS Gundam for half the price. So the one you're thinking of it's actually from the manga series that happens after Endless Waltz, and that's it's like the remains of the heavy arms are converted into that kit, so it's a variation of the heavy arms. And I actually have I have a cross gun that looks like that Dragon Momoko had made a long time ago. And then I have my second Supernova heavy arms kit for that exact purpose. There's a reason I have multiples of the Supernova kits, and it's because I want to convert all of them, one of each of them, into the Tears of the Loser model kits, or like mobile suits, you know what I mean? And then I actually just recently bought another Monoheart Wing Zero, so that way I could take the wings from that and use it to make the Flugel. Since I just bought another Master Grade Dragon Moko Tallgeese as well. Yeah, it'll be a ways off. So especially with getting out of commissions and doing a lot of the stuff that I want to do, I'm hoping to get to more of the cool stuff that I have planned. Like I said, after September, my first project is going to be that Anubis, and getting that done. That's going to be a giant project. That's actually the kit that I need the custom decals for. That thing's going to have so many freaking LEDs in it, it's not even going to be funny. My jeweler Saul and I are going to be good friends after that project, because all of the thicker panel lines on the kit that are supposed to be like in the game, and then on the box art and stuff that it shows them that they glow red, those are actually going to get cut out with a jeweler saw, so they're nice thin slots And I'm going to put LEDs behind every single one of them. So there's going to be micro LEDs all over the arms, and the legs, the chest. But yeah, so that thing's going to glow red like crazy. Just initiated a multi-mech genre group build mega scene. You know, it'd be interesting to see. Problem is, I don't think a lot of the average people in the group, delve farther outside of than Gundam, really. There's also not many people in the group that do much more than snap builds or minor painting. XS versus Enterprise C, that would be awesome. Throw the throw like a TIE interceptor or something in there too. I have the perfect grade Millennium Falcon that I need to do eventually. Starfleet Command. Sounds familiar. I'm sure I've heard of it. And you lucked out too. I wasn't able to get your booth done this weekend. Got some work on it done, but not complete yet, so still got some time. Ooh, I like turn-based games. I like tabletop games too. And so it's funny. I'm not still working on the goof. Goof's done. It's in a box at the moment, getting ready to be shipped. And it's getting shipped out tomorrow. If I can. Yeah, that's getting ready to be shipped. I took it to one competition. Well, two. Took it to two. It placed in one, didn't in the other. So I'm ready to be done with it. Off it goes to its new home. And then the next batch of models, which will be this and the heavy arms will be for the next couple competitions I do. Like for local stuff and stuff in the area. And obviously after that will be my MK2, which will be my big display piece for a while. I'm in talks with someone about buying that as well, so it'll be a fun build to reveal to everyone, because I have quite a bit of work done on it, and I haven't really showed pictures to anybody besides a couple people locally, and actually no one from the group. That's gonna be one of those wait to take it to a competition and then reveal it to Rob so he can get all pissy. I'm kind of sad that they didn't, neither him or Kevin or Barry told me about FleaCon this weekend, so I wasn't able to go to that. I know Rob probably did it on purpose just because he didn't want me going. It's called FleaCon. It was basically just, it was kind of like Surgicon that we had a couple weeks ago, that a bunch of us went to. It was done by the International Plastic Model Surgeons. It was held by them. It was one of their competitions. It just was not here in Des Moines. I want to say it was like an hour away. I need to get on because the International Plastic Model Surgeons hold a lot of the competitions around here, and so I need to get on their webpage and look up when stuff is actually going on. But so for other ones coming up, Demicon is just a display, but Anime Iowa, which is July 12th through the 14th, they're having a competition there, and that's on the 12th. But they have information up on their website about the competition and stuff. But I want to start doing more of them. Yeah, well, so there's Icon, and then Comic-Con is called Wizard World Comic-Con. And yes, that does come through Iowa. I'm not sure exactly when it is this year. Yeah, it's Wizard World Comic-Con. And that's kind of the really big one outside of Anime Iowa. Yep, it's still called Wizard World Comic-Con. God damn it! The fucking baby sharks. Alright. I gotta go back through and add black. Add the blacks. I could teach you both of those. I can teach you both of those. So, if you really need me to. You know, it's funny because I've never actually done. You fully ever drank Corona? Oh, jeez. What's wrong with you? But what I was saying is, I've never actually done the hairspray chipping method before. I should try it out sometime. It looks, especially if you do like a nice rust undercolor, and then do it on top, it gives it a really nice effect. Obviously, you can use chipping mediums and stuff like that too. Hell, I know people that use Marmite for it. It's raining pretty good outside. This is where it gets super fiddly. Snowing a Bondurant. Jeez. I don't know if you can really see that, but I'm adding just tiny touches of black into all these grays. The fact that it's almost May, it's still freaking snowing. That is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Spludge. This black paint doesn't go anywhere near as far as that gray stuff was. Oh, trust me, man, my storage capacity is very limited. It makes it difficult. Makes it difficult for sure. Got all those nice antique woodworking tools. see I don't keep all of the boxes. I keep the box fronts, but I don't keep all the boxes. You need a saw and a drill. Do you not own a saw and a drill? I guess. And what kind of saw? Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, eventually, because I mean, I have hundreds of box tops. Eventually, what I want to do is on my workbenches and stuff, lay them all down and then cover them in resin, so they're nice and displayed underneath there. Do, 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 do. I'm not going to do heavy detailing on this. The backside, I mean, these will be kind of exposed on this one and this one, just because they are on the backside of the kit. But I'm not going to go super heavy on them. You know, I'd probably do it clear, just so you could see all the different box tops and stuff. But I do, especially after messing with the resin for that display, I do really want to do a dining room table or coffee table with some nice resin designs and stuff in it. But I want to do them like reds and orange and stuff to look like lava almost. I think it'd be kind of cool. Trying to cover up some of this red from where it peeked through. Do, 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 do. Damn it, man. I'm gonna have to start, you know, discussing it with Dana ahead of time so I can have a Dana approved humming song. If she's okay with hearing one song for the night, then I'll learn it and hum it. So that way it's not always the Baby Shark. But I can only hum it, I can't sing it, or anything like that, just for copyright issues. Alrighty. So now what I'm going to do, we got most of the chipping on that done. It's really hard to see it on camera, but I can see it in person. That's what matters. I'm going to get my pigments for some of these scorch marks. Fit for an autopsy. I will have to learn that, just so I can hum it for you. Do, 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 do. Yep. It's the Tamiya Weathering Masters. That it is. If you could find like non-glittery eyeshadows, they're actually cheaper. So if you can find some like nice orange or like browns and stuff like that, even yellows work really well for some stuff. They're a lot cheaper than buying one of these pigment things. Especially if you're trying to get the scorch effects and stuff, kind of like these. That's what I used for all that stuff. Was the weathering pigments. So I shot it with the airbrush, with the black in the direction of it, and then I just went back with the pigment, and kind of brushed it on, and they work really well. I like the effects. They also, because you can get some of the other colors and stuff, but they work well for some of the streakings and discolorations and stuff you're looking for. So they're definitely valuable to have if you were doing all like weathering and customizing. So I will say invest in extras of these, because like as you can see with this is really tore up. Alrighty. Oh, I need to do the backside. Need to do the backside. That's what she said. I know, I've been looking at some of the... There's a couple different... Man, I'm just knocking everything. There's some of the other brands of different pigments and stuff you can get. AK Interactive has a whole bunch. Ammo by MIG has a whole bunch. But they have... Ammo has a nice gold one that I've been interested in for like helping buff out golds and stuff to make them look more metallic. Do 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 do. That's actually the pigment's actually what I used, like I said, on the whites and stuff to really give it that kind of weathered look. So there we are. One of them is done. Attach that to... Oh, oh, I just dropped everything. You know, it's funny because I wear a headset while I'm doing this. There's no sound. I don't know why I wear the headset. I guess it makes me feel better about talking to myself. If I have the headset on, I feel like I'm, you know, using voice chat or something like that. And not just randomly, mindlessly rambling on to myself. Which is basically what I'm doing. But I don't know, you're good. You're good. My goal is to at least finish up the binders tonight. I might cut short after that. Just depends on how things go. I mean, it's already 9:30. Might not paint the bird. Do. I wouldn't want to deprive you of your Sunday night entertainment, so... I only give rings to Patreon subscribers. You're not a Patreon subscriber, so... Sorry, man. 3 hours a week qualifies you. Alright, I will make you a plastic ring. And you can have it for always and forever. Be one of the kind, custom kit bast, dirty llama ring. Make sure they're sparklies. Okay. You know, I have the perfect thing in mind too. I'll go dig through my giant box of Legos and find one of the rubies from there. I can fashion that into it. That way you got your sparklies. Well, I can't have my one and only supporter, feeling neglected. So yes, so special. This rain's really coming down tonight. Do 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 do. You gonna come home with a ring on and man, you gonna get yourself in trouble. Gonna get yourself in trouble. The Sherdome Saga. Yeah, they have the space magic drive, so they don't need actual realistic thrusters. Real thrusters are nothing compared to space magic drives. Space magic drives, space magic drives. You know, I have yet to actually build any 00 kits. I own a bunch of them. I just never built them. My first will probably end up being... Yeah, they're all master grades. And then I have the perfect grade Exia with the repair parts, which I like because it's all damaged and broken and stuff. And then I have a perfect grade 7 swords as well. I have a master grade 7 swords and the 00 Quant, the regular Exia, and then now the master grade Dynamis, which I've heard good things about that one. I don't really build high grade kits. I'm doing something with like my daughter or something, I will, but if it's for me or like commission work and stuff, I stick to master grades or perfect grades. Or at least 1/100 scale stuff, kind of like the IBO full mechanics. Big baller. Yeah, see, I have a bunch of kits that are like snap built and just put back in the box and put back in storage. Because I have a habit of, if I'm just like not in the mood to paint or modify something, I just want to like sit and kind of zone out and like binge watch a TV show or something, I'll just grab a kit and snap build it for something to do. Yeah, every once in a while you got to detox on Gunpla. So I do a lot of machining Krieger stuff. But then I got the Anubis kit. I got some Bandai and Revell Star Wars kits in my backlog. Those are nice, kind of quick, simple builds. One that I want to get, and I found it occasionally, it's just not for the right price yet. I want a Slave 1, the Bandai Slave 1. Because Boba Fett is the shit. And then worst case scenario, I can always go make a car or something. But my kind of detox thing the last couple builds has been these dioramas. Working on this has been a lot of fun. Just because you get complete creative kind of freedom over it, you know. Which is kind of nice. You have the fine molds. Oh, oh. That one's not completely accurate, but it's still a good kit from what I've read. So I wish some of the like magazine kits that they do over in Europe. I wish we could get those here. You know, I don't know if you know what the magazine kits or like the subscription kits are, but I think that'd be cool to do. They did an X-wing. They did the DeAgostini Falcon, and then they did a C-3PO and an R2-D2 as well, which were cool because the R2-D2 was half scale, so it was freaking ginormous. And now they're doing a Terminator exoskeleton one that looks pretty cool. Cars are always good fun because you can be as creative with them as you want, or you always have references to if you don't want to think. Yeah, so it's from a magazine over in the UK, and basically it's a subscription thing, and once a week they send you another magazine that has kind of just like modeling tips and tricks and stuff in it, but then it comes with parts. Each magazine comes with parts, and it lets you slowly build this Terminator skeleton. Yeah, kind of like that. Maybe that'll be the next car model I do. I have a DeLorean car model. I want to say it's a Revell. No, it's not. It's the same company that made the Persona 5 model that I bought, actually. But yeah, the DeAgostini they did a Millennium Falcon like that as well a couple years back, and that thing was freaking massive. It's bigger than the Perfect Grade Bandai one. So. I think the final measurements, it's like 4.5 foot around. 4.5 or 5 foot around. Like it's big. It's bigger than the diorama piece for this, for sure. But yeah, I want to say it's like 4.5 foot around or something like that. I don't know. 1 second. Let me look this up. DeAgostini, Millennium Falcon. I don't know, it doesn't say exact measurements. Yeah, just look it up. It's a DeAgostini Millennium Falcon, and it's a good size. It's bigger than the Perfect Grade and the fine molds one. Actually, here, I think I found an image of it. Yep, that's not the right one. Share image. Messenger. I'm going to send you a picture of this. There you are. I sent it via Messenger. Hopefully it went through. Oh, I guess it didn't. 1 second. Okay, there we go. There you are, sir. That is how big the damn thing is. Yeah, it's fucking massive. It was like over the course of like a 3-year subscription thing, and it ended up, I mean, it ended up being, I want to say it was like $1,500 or $1,600 total once it was done. But that is a massive ass kit, and like the inside is fully detailed and everything else. So yeah, I mean it's a big boy. Big boy is kind of an understatement for the size of that damn thing. Oh, I know, right? The sad part is the average retail for, say, someone that had like bought the subscription and then never built it. I've looked it up on eBay and it's like $7,000. Like people are wanting because they don't run it anymore. It was only through the subscription service and it was only in the UK. But they're doing something similar now with Warhammer stuff as well. They have the Warhammer Conquest, but that's Europe only. Well, now Australia as well too. But it just sucks that we don't have those here. Yeah, I said they have the D'Agostini has the Millennium Falcon. They have an R2D2 as well. That's freaking, like I said, it's a 1/2 scale, so it's massive. It's like the size of a small toddler. Yeah, like I said, I think the total cost of the subscription was like $1,500 or $1,600 when all was said and done. So like I said, I mean it's pricey, but at the same time, like, you know, it's broken down through subscription, you know, monthly or weekly depending on how you do it. So it's not always necessarily. Well, yeah, I mean, with the size of that thing, like, that thing is freaking ginormous. Like, I'd have no problem paying, you know, $1,600 for a kit that size. Like, you're getting your money's worth of plastic. It's like the Warhammer one they have going now. It breaks down over the course of, you get one a week, and over the course of like 18 months, ends up being like, I want to say like $550, but you get like $1,000 worth of stuff between paints and miniatures and all the tools and accessories and stuff like that they send you in the packages. Which, I like doing Warhammer stuff, but I just like painting them. I don't play, so I really have no need for a lot of because a lot of it's like the the cards, the game cards and stuff that you need to know for what your troops do and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, I like some of them. The problem is the way that they price their stuff. All the cool shit's, like, super expensive. Like some of the dragons and stuff like that. The, like, Chaos Gods and everything are cool, but they're expensive. It's when it comes to actually playing, there's just I don't have enough time or desire to learn that much crap. Yeah. Well, the way they do their pricing is not by the amount of plastic in the box, like a lot of other companies do, but based off the points that that kit is in the game. So, like, if you have, I guess I don't have them out, but if you have a little Space Marine, you know, they're going to be $2-3 because you're going to buy 60 of them. But if it's a big dragon that you can only have one of in your army, it's going to be $180. You know what I mean? Because you're only ever going to buy one of them. And so they do it based off the point value of the actual the kit itself, like what its play value and point value is in the game. So like I said, if it's something you're going to buy a whole bunch of, they're cheaper. But if it's something you're only going to ever buy one or two of, they make them stupidly expensive. It's just their kind of way of making their money. And then like their scenery stuff, like their battlefield sceneries and castles and stuff are grotesquely expensive too. Because I buy a lot of Citadel paints, so when I go in there, our local guy Jason, the manager, he usually hooks me up with a couple freebies here and there of little miniatures. So that's always fun. It gives me something just to paint. They don't take much to build. Yep, pay to win flies tabletops. You know, that's the funny thing is that's just the plastic side of stuff. Games Workshop has a company, an in-house company called Forge Weld, and that's all resin kits, and that stuff is even more expensive. Yeah, Forge Weld stuff is like stupid expensive. Ugh. Well, almost done with the chipping. Almost. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is though. I mean, it's also a matter of being able to design the model kits, and that's where people have 3D printers, but can you design the stuff or build it in the timely manner? I don't think 3D printers will completely kill out bigger modeling companies. Obviously, crappier companies like Revell that can't get their shit together. I could see going on the wayside as 3D printers become more readily accessible and better with detailing and surface texture and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean it's Revell. I want to say like 3 or 4. Like they just can't keep their shit together. They really can't. Part of the nose blowing again. Yeah, Revell just can't keep their shit together. And part of it is too is like they're so behind on the times when it comes to the way their molding and stuff's done and just quality of stuff. They're still making kits the way that you would make them back in the 60s and 70s, which really just kind of hurts them in the bottom line. Oh yeah, I mean, you could still, especially if you go to like some of the flea markets and stuff, you could still find some of the old kits. Well, especially with like your dad's stuff, I'm sure you got quite a hefty load of old school Revell kits. Oh, nice. Mostly old school muscle. Yeah. Old muscle cars were not always the best of kits. The tech is being as advanced as now compared to then. Yeah, no, but I mean, sometimes it's fun, especially if you want to do complete customization or like modding on a kit. Sometimes it's better to start with less than it is to start with more. So sometimes it's a good thing. Just kind of depends on what you're doing with it. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm tired for no good reason. Tired for no good reason. Yeah, I mean, that is true. They're not gonna shell out the money to remake fancier molds of old stuff. this constant weather. I keep getting stuck outside when it's raining, and it makes it come back. And keep you from getting sold around the block. I said I blame you because I'm always fine when I start stream. I start sniffling, coughing. The streams that I had where you weren't around, I didn't have that issue. So I'm blaming you. All your fault. A fungi. Yeah, yeah. That's a good one. Yuck it up, fuzzball. Hey man, I'm proud. My beard's getting mighty long. It's been almost a year since I cut it last, so I don't plan on cutting it again anytime soon. I'm gonna start looking like fucking Chewbacca. You know, the funny thing is, it's not actually that warm. It doesn't make my face any warmer during summer, I don't feel. Because as bad as it sounds, you know, it's warm out, so you start sweating. And then you get all the, you know, sweat caught in your beard. And then you get it, and if you got a nice breeze going, the breeze goes through the beard and kind of helps cool your face, because you got the nice wet beard. It smells bad. Feels good. Yeah, I don't feel it really makes it much warmer during the summer. I cut it last time because my son wouldn't stop yanking it and grabbing it and ripping it out. My little pad here is going to hell. And there we go. Oh, I guess I gotta do the backside. Backside. Do it in the backside. That's what she said. Sorry, that was right in the microphone. Apologies, jeez, that was bad. They are. It sucks. I've been accessing the sanity drawer quite a bit this week. Quite a bit. Alrighty. I think all the binders are done. I think they're all done. Let's get this bad boy on there. As I bump everything. Zoom this fucker back out. Yeah. Well, he's officially beat the fuck up. Yeah, they'll get put back on later. I'm still debating if I even want those on. I might take these off. I don't know. I haven't quite decided yet. Yeah, there he is. In all his decrepit glory. Yeah, if Dylan doesn't want this thing, I'm just going to freaking auction it off. I know so many other people that would jump on having it, so. I do like the decals on there. They add just enough, but they don't really take away from everything. You know, I like the shroud. I wish I would have thought about it beforehand, and what I should have done is modified it basically to where they would have been mounted kind of like this, or like almost like wings on the back, you know what I mean? As opposed to being draped in front. What I might do, if I do decide to not have these on there, I might just like stick them down in the diorama like they got ripped off or something, or he discarded them. But yeah, so he's officially painted. I still gotta top coat him. I'm gonna fix this too, because the shoulders are weird, and that they don't actually mount. They're supposed to be able to tip and everything else. I need to glue this down so the shoulder actually like stays flat. It's Captain Burrito to you, man. Captain Burrito. Because I was kind of planning on having them flailed up too, so you can actually see. Like I said, this. I think I'm just going to get rid of those. Because that alone adds, I mean, taking these away from it adds quite a bit. You can actually see the chest and everything on there. But yeah, I do like his broken pieces. But alrighty, since I'm done with that, I think I'm going to call it a night. Go and try and fix my freaking cough. I need a big old glass of whiskey is what I need. Big old glass of whiskey. This pink came out cool too. I bought a bunch of paints just to paint this pink. But I like the energy effect, so it'll be useful for other beam weapons. Well, maybe I'll do something for you next. See, the funny thing is, when I first started out, I was like, oh, I'll do a crossbone for Dylan. I wasn't planning on taking it to this extent. I kept giving him crap all the time because he was making all the crossbones, and none of them had a peg leg. And I kept giving him shit because pirates have to have a peg leg. So then I was like, well, fuck it, I'm going to make a peg leg. And then when I got to the idea of the diorama, I was like, well, fuck it, go big or go home. And so... Well, I didn't actually, outside the base color, because his favorite color is green, I didn't really ask his input on any of this since I'm just giving it to him. The beam effect? Yeah, the beam effect still detaches. Or what are you talking about? Oh, are you talking about the leg? Yeah, it comes off. Yep, it still comes off. For now, eventually it'll get glued. Yep, that's the gun for it. Yeah, I like how that came out too. This does not come off. That fucker is glued in his hand because his hand is so wobbly and wouldn't hold that damn thing. So it's getting displayed with this sword whether anybody likes it or not. But I gotta get the elbows fixed too because these just peg in, which I don't like, but that'll eventually get glued. Well, I have a two-part epoxy that I'm going to end up using for the sword. So once I get it kind of posed the way I wanted, the joints are all going to get injected with two-part epoxy, and it'll harden it, and it won't droop or flop around like that anymore. Same with the wrist, because that's mostly the big thing right now is the wrist. Is all floppy loose. But, I mean, worst case scenario, I can, because the arm still pops off down here. So I can always take this off and shove a rod down through there if need be. So, like I said, it's all painted and stuff. And once it's top coated, then I'll go through and get it all posed and everything else. It's still mildly disassemble, being able to be disassembled at the moment. Because basically I'm going to have to, especially like on the gold and stuff, after I top coat everything, I'm going to have to go back and kind of touch those up so they stay kind of bright. Yeah, it just depends on the pose that I end up getting him in. I don't know for sure. So, but alrighty. Thanks for hanging out, brother. I greatly appreciate it. Next time we're going to be working on the heavy arms. Be doing some modifying on that. Probably some panel line scribing and stuff. So, if nothing else, I will catch you this coming up weekend, at Demicon. You have a good night, man. And enjoy your closing music. Baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo.